Hey guys, welcome to another recap of Dancing with the Stars All-Stars. Alright, so there was no elimination last week because of the election. This week there's going to be a double elimination tomorrow. Yeah, there's only 2 weeks left after this week. That's really strange. It just seems like it went almost as quick as the dances this week. What was up with the dances this week? They felt like they were a hot 60 seconds and that was about it. Even shorter than usual. Unfortunately, the show opened up with some technical difficulties. We didn't get to see the celebrities and pros walk in. But this week they're doing 2 dances. And the second dance that they're doing is a trio. So they have to invite someone to join them and do their dance with them. And everyone's couple dance is going to be a tribute to the vets. So let's talk about Sean and Derek first. They started off with a Viennese waltz, which was really beautiful. I mean, she did a really good job. She's always, saying, oh, I'm not good at emotion and expressing myself and everything like that. But she was really good. And I guess the judges recognized and they gave her a 29.5. Then they asked Mark Ballas if he would do a samba with them. And it was very unconventional. It was all Lion King-esque, and I think it was probably my most favorite non-conventional dance in the history of the show. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, but Len, the wet blanket, who doesn't like the future, only gave it a 7, so he kind of ruined it for them, and they only ended up with a 26 for that dance. But they still got a pretty good score of 93.5 for 2 combined weeks. Apollo and Karina, let's talk about them. Their first dance was a tango, and he's really trying to grab at some straws here because he feels like he can do better, but he needs to employ the gimmicks. So he came in on a zip line, which was kind of dumb. The dance was a little bit out of control, but the judges were freaking eating it up right out of their hands. 29.5 for that dance. They asked Sasha to join them for a jive. He was the only celebrity that asked a same-sex pro to, be the extra third wheel. Pretty risky because, yeah, he had to keep up with him, otherwise it would have been like glaring. So they did a Grease-themed jive. I kind of forgot what dance it was there for a second because Homer just can't wait to get up here and give you his opinion. Alright, so they did Grease Lightning and they didn't do the dirty lyrics, which was, not surprising. And Homer really liked it a lot. And the judges did as well because they got a 29 for that. So they ended up with a 91.5 for their 2-week score. Now let's talk about Kirsty and Max. Homer says they suck. Just kidding. Her first dance with Max was a Viennese waltz. They were all like, oh, this is your best one yet. No, see, Homer said, I don't think so. So they got straight 9s for that. 27 for the first dance. Total bias. Alright. It's fixed. Then Tristan joined them for Paso Doble, and it kind of really was not good. It was all weak and bare in a swamp, and they were these angels, and it looked like she was wearing her pajamas, and with some like stretchy pants underneath. They got a 24. The judges couldn't carry them that much. Come on. So they ended up with a 2-week total of 79. I think they're in trouble. I think finally this may be the week that Kirsty goes. Alright, Kelly and Val, their first dance was a Viennese waltz. And I thought it was really beautiful. And I might have seen a lift in there, but Carrie Ann didn't say anything. So I'm not exactly sure. They ended up with a 28 for that one. Then they asked Louis Van Amstel to join them for their jive. and it was like this weird two-lover theme going on, and it was actually pretty good. They went shirtless. Well, the boys did anyway. 9.5s across the board for that one, so that was 28.5. So their 2-week score was 92.5. I think they may be in trouble. I don't know. I'm not sure if they have the fan base that the other celebrities have. Thank you, sir. Could you please keep your tail down? All right, Gilles and Peta up with their quick step. Some of these steps were a little bit off. They're a little bit wonky happening there, but he is the judge's sweetheart. 29.5 for the first dance. And they asked Chelsea Hightower to join them for a salsa. This was actually really good. The two ladies with him, I think he did a really good job. I was expecting it not to be as good as it actually was. And I'm surprised that he only got a 29 from the judges, because I thought it deserved more than that. So their 2-week total was 92. All right, Emmett and Cheryl started off with a Viennese waltz. They did a good job. But the judges were all like, I don't know. You had some over there. So he only ended up with a 28. Then they asked Kim Johnson to step in and, hey, would you join us for a salsa? Yeah, I will, mate. It was okay. There was no gimmicks involved, which was refreshing for a change, and the judges rewarded it by giving him a 30. So their 2-week score, 92.5. Now, the final couple, Melissa and Tony, they started off with a quick step, which was it was very close to being perfect. I really enjoyed it. And they ended up with a perfect score of 30. She's really peaking at the right time, you know? Because in the beginning, she was all underscored and everything. Is this just the judges, like, making you think that she, you know, because they really did underscore her. But now she's finally getting the scores that she deserves. They asked Henry from the troupe to join them in the Paso Doble, and she did a really good job. It was very powerful. She, out of all the celebrities, I think did the actual most dancing in the trio round. So that also garnered a 30. So their 2-week score is a 99. So I hope that's enough to carry them through. I mean, they are like a good 6 and change points ahead of all of the other couples. So tomorrow is the dreaded double elimination. And it's almost like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade preview. The cast of Newsies is going to be there to perform, as well as Neo and some other chick who is like slipped my mind right now because I forgot to write it down. So if you know who it is, leave it in the comments. It'll probably hit me as soon as I turn the camera off. So who do you guys think is in trouble? I think both Smerkovsky brothers might be going home in the same week. Oh no, hot dogs! Alright, so till tomorrow, much love.